First off, I would like to thank you for coming in today. I'm the manager of the interns at the Partnership for Public Service, located in Washington, D.C. We are a nonprofit organization with the goal of promoting a culture based on learning, leadership, collaboration, inclusion, and respect. We are working with the federal agencies, the Congress, as well as the administration to develop solutions that will improve the federal workplace and strengthen the overall government opportunities. So, first off, I would like to ask you to tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Hannah Snap. I am a junior here at James Madison University. I think that I am a great communicator. I think that I really am looking for just putting my skills that I've learned throughout college into play into this job scenario. I'm ready to get through college and, you know, just be put in this workforce. And, I think that's definitely what I'm looking for. And I'm excited about it. Yeah.
That's great to hear. So now I'd like to ask you, what made you interested in this position at the Partner for Public Service?
I think what made me interested was just your all's ethics and what you guys look for in employees based off of your website. I think it's just a great opportunity to put myself out there and really put my skills to work. And it interested me because I am a great, I'm a great I'm good at communicating and
Mhm.
I'm good with just being put into whatever scenario that I need to be put into. And so, yeah, I'm interested in putting those skills to action.
That's awesome. It's also very nice to hear that you looked at our website as well beforehand. That really means a lot. So next, can you tell me a little bit about some of your strengths?
Yes. So I think my biggest strength is I'm really good with media. I'm good with social media. I think that I'm really good with public speaking. Within my communications major, I've learned to work in teams and I've learned to take control of each scenario that I'm put into and be that leader that I need to be when I need to be a leader.
That's great. And now, regarding that same question, I would like to ask you what some of your weaknesses might be.
I think some of my weaknesses is well, my biggest weakness is that I sometimes I take on too much that I need to. I feel when I put myself into something, I feel very passionate about it. So I tend to take on so many things, but I also am good at organizing it and making sure that each task will get completed when it needs to be completed. But yeah, I think it can be a strength, but also a weakness at the same time, just depending on how I handle it.
Hmm. And it sounds like you're constantly working on it too, which is always great to see. So next, I saw on your resume that you are a member of Greek Life. Can you tell me about some of the community service events that you took part in as an active member of Sigma Sigma Sigma?
Yes. So the first one we put on an event called March of Dimes, and we actually raise money for premature babies. And we have events throughout the week, and it's a really good way to have a positive look. It's something that's very upsetting, and we raise money for that. We also do Relay for Life, which I'm sure you're probably familiar with.
Hmm.
And JMU actually puts it on, and we are involved in it. And we do the whole walk and raise money for that as well. And then we also raised money for Black Lives Matter not too long ago. And then we do an event called Robbie Page, and we raise money for terminally ill children as well. And we do a whole kickball tournament with that, and everybody gets involved, and it's super fun.
Wow, those are all such great causes. Which one would you say is your favorite out of all of them?
I think I'd say March of Dimes, just
Mhm.
because it's throughout a whole week. So
Mhm.
we actually put events on the quad. We sell cookies, and we have some of the boys in the fraternity actually carry around little baby dolls and help raise money for us as well. And it's kind of like a competition. And like I said, kind of like a more positive way to look at something that's so upsetting. So yeah, I think I would definitely say that's my favorite.
That's awesome. Okay, now what role would you like to play when working in a team assignment at Partnership for Public Service?
When working with a team, like I said, I tend to take control and be the leader when I need to be. So really anything I can also do, like I said, social media, I'm good with that, and public speaking. Um, so I think within a group scenario, I'd like to be that leader that takes action and does what needs to be done and gives people tasks along with the task that I am and making sure everything is going running smoothly.
That's great. And every group, every team assignment needs a leader like that. So that's really great to see. So now I saw on your resume that you participated in DECA. Can you tell me a little bit more about the DECA program that you were an executive reporter in and what that means to you?
Yes. So this is actually my whole high school career. Like DECA was one of my favorite things. So basically DECA is you are assigned, well, not assigned, but you choose a project that you want to do. Me and my group actually did a project on the cooperative education program within our school. So that's where you gain credits actually for going to your job and you get out of school early to go work. So we did a project on how to market that and see, what it can entail in the future as well. So basically you present this scenario to judges and you are judged on it, how you present it. And it's just a really great way to be put into that business scenario and get that experience, even though it's not a true real business scenario.
Yeah.
But I also, being as a reporter, I was actually representing all of Virginia. So it was a very big experience for me.
Very impressive.
Yes. And so I learned a lot about being on a team and, having to deal with different people and different aspects within a team. And I think that was really my first experience of, leading so many people. Like it was a lot of pressure to be like the face of Virginia DECA, like just being that positive person that you go to for questions or anything like that. So
yeah. It's really great experience because that's also something that not everyone has the opportunity to do. So the fact that you had the opportunity to do that and really took advantage of that is extremely impressive.
yeah,
So now, I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, especially in high school, some people,
Yeah,
it's important.
especially in high school because you're also very young in high school. So to be able to get that experience from the start is just so beneficial for everybody. So now out of all the candidates, why should we hire you?
I think you should hire me because I'm just very excited to get into that workforce, and I'm excited to learn more about your company and how you are and how you guys work together as a team. And I'm just looking for that experience that I need to do and figure out some of my strengths and weaknesses even more than I already know about myself. So I think that you should hire me because I'm a very positive communicator. I've learned a lot throughout my major, and I think that I really can put my skills into action for this job.
Definitely. And I can see all of those skills coming out during this interview as well. So now, what made you interested in an internship at a public service job, especially in the Washington, D.C. area? Are you from the area?
Yes, so I'm from Northern Virginia, so I have plenty of experience within DC. I think every single time that I've visited DC, it's always been just so many opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're in DC and you don't have a job and you don't have any experience, it's like, what are you doing? Because it's like basically thrown in your face.
Mm-hmm. That's so,
So
great. It
yes,
makes sense because we're like a lot of a job like opportunity is location and where you are, and the fact that you're close to us is very helpful for everybody.
oh yeah.
So now, what would you say? How would you say that other people would describe you? If it was a friend or a family member talking about you, what would they say?
I think they would say that I'm always positive. Like I always try to take a negative situation, maybe not negative, but I try to make negatives a positive, and I try to work through things. And I'm just that person that everyone comes to for advice. And because I care so much, I'm so close to my family, and I'm just dedicated to those relationships and keeping those relationships, and always just being that positive person to be around. So.
That's awesome. So now, can you tell me a little bit about your job and the responsibilities that you had while you were working at the Italian Grill that I saw on your resume?
Yes. So I was a hostess. I greeted everyone as they came in, and I think that working in a restaurant was very, very much necessary. I think as like being in high school, it's like you have to learn how to work with customers, and within that customer service aspect, like there's difficult people, and you're gonna have to work through that and stay confident and stay the person that you are and deal with these people. And so I think that I learned so much from that. And I was a hostess, so I sat people and I bussed a lot of tables.
Mhm.
And I also did car side. So people would order food and I'd take their order and I'd have to deal with people on the phone and
Mhm.
when they came up and I would have to bring out their food and stuff like that. So I learned a lot from that.
Yeah,
Um,
learning how to manage different personalities while still keeping that happy, like, public face in a job, I think is so important, and it's really great to have experience in that field.
mhm.
Now, can you tell me about some of the responsibilities that you had when you were a counselor at the Frederick County Parks and Recreation?
Yes. So I worked there for, I think, 3 summers now.
Mhm.
And basically I would have to check in the kids and I would have to take the parents' ID and make sure these children were going home with the right families
Mhm.
like
That's
that.
always important.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was like the biggest thing that like I didn't even think about, but it was very important.
Yeah.
Um, so we would do field trips, and I would be held responsible for a little group of kids, and they were so adorable. And yeah, I think what I really learned from that was just learning how to communicate with these parents because
Yeah.
parents that have kids in elementary school are actually can tend to be a little bit difficult
Yeah,
sometimes. Um,
definitely.
but it was definitely a different experience for me because I had never worked with kids and I just learned about a lot about having to be that mature adult for these children. So
Definitely. That's also a great experience. So now, what were some of the biggest rewards or like takeaways from the International Career Development Conference that you took part in that I saw on your resume?
so that was a huge conference that we had to present our project. So I actually went to that and did the cooperative education project that you were talking about, or that I was talking about. I think the biggest takeaway, like I said, is being able to put yourself into that business scenario because I can't stress enough how much that helped me and taught me professionalism and just being an employee. And like it was my first time of like being put into something like a business world and being able to present things and present myself and market myself as a person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now, lastly, I'd like to ask you if you have any questions for me or about the company in general, anything that you wanted to ask, if you had any.
Okay, yeah, I have a few questions for you. How long have you been working here?
So I've been working here for 5 years now, and I love it. It's my favorite job I've ever had in my life. And I love working with our new interns whenever they come in because they're always so eager to learn. And I love being able to interview them and get to meet so many young faces that are so interested in our job. Just really makes it worthwhile for me.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Thank you.
And then I have another one. Is there anything specific that you are really looking for an employee like me?
That is a good question. I'm looking for someone who has a strong work ethic that is also willing to learn because I do understand that you guys are interns and you're coming in almost not with the experience, but wanting to learn and eager to learn. So when I see that, and I'm someone who's very patient with my interns and I love to help them. So just someone who's ready to learn and take in all the information that they possibly can and use it hopefully when they graduate with us again as a full-time employee.
Awesome. Awesome. And you covered this a little bit, but what is your favorite part about working for this company?
My favorite part would have to be the and fellow employees around me. Everyone is always so helpful and considerate of each other. Very open communication with everybody. And as I talked about a little bit before, just my job, the opportunity to work with such eager young faces who are our goal and their goal is to work here when they graduate as well. So being able to see them return after and being in constant communication with them while we have them and after their internship ends is just my favorite part.
Absolutely. I'm sure that's great to see and great
Yeah,
to watch people grow
definitely.
like that.
Yeah. So is that all your questions you have today?
Yes, it is.
All
Yes.
right. So thank you again for coming in today. You can expect to hear back from us in no later than 2 weeks, and we really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you.
Of course, it was so nice to